Hello, everybody. Glad you guys could all make it out. Justin called me, and we started talking about mentoring and the importance of mentoring. And we started thinking about the things that are important and the things that I think that are important to being a mentor and being part of his program. I'm thrilled to be a part of the program, and I was thinking that the time is now. And as he said, we have to take accountability for a lot of things that we see in society as adults. I am the minister of the Whitney Avenue Church of Christ, and I come from a faith-based background, and so I'll be mentoring in that perspective. And I tell people when because not everybody is a Christian, and I understand that, and I tell people you don't have to be intimidated if I'm mentoring you, because God believes in you whether you believe in him or not. And I believe that God has a plan for each individual and that everyone can succeed in life, as long as they're given the proper tools. So it's one of our major aims is to provide direction based off of individuals' needs and also their family needs. One thing that I stress when I mentor kids or when I talk to anybody, I work with youth ministry. I had a large youth ministry of over 100 kids at one point. And I always ask the kids to examine some things, and I ask them, where are you in life? I ask them to ask themselves, why are you here? What can you do? And how can you do it? These are all questions that I ask myself, and I believe that experience is the best teacher. So I came up with an acronym that I use in my program. It's called Being Aware. The A stands for acknowledgement and appreciation. You have to acknowledge the hardship or the situation that you're in. And one thing I ask the kids that I work with is to appreciate that there always is a way out. So I teach kids to be anchored in hope and have a hope for their future. And so I always have them based on the A again. Acknowledge where you are. Appreciate the struggle that you're in. And then I move them on to the W. And I say, you're here because you need to be willing to have a mind shift change. You need to think about things. Think about why you are where you are. And how do you want to succeed? And for me, success only came when I accepted God's will for my life. And when I understood God and that I had a purpose and that I have value, I was willing to change my mindset. And so the W is for willingness too, to be willing to change your mindset and realize and appreciate that you have value in life. This, as I said, gave me aspirations, and now I live abundantly. And it's not about driving cars, it's not about houses, it's not any of those things. It's about I have abundant belief in myself and the person next to me. I truly can say that by acknowledging and understanding that I can overcome struggles and appreciating everybody else's struggles too, that together we can aspire to be better, do better, and then everybody can live an abundant life. So this is one thing I try to teach children also. Accountability. AW, the next A is accountability. Be accountable for your actions. Recognize your role in the situation in which you are in. Realize again that you have a responsibility. So I teach kids again, the responsibility falls with you. You have to want to better yourself. I can only push you so far, and I will use everything that I have in my power and all my resources to help you succeed. But you have the responsibility to do that for yourself. And so I put a lot of emphasis on the children on what they can do, how they can succeed, and knowing that I'm in their corner. I move them on to the next E. And I tell them one thing you have to do to be successful is you have to eliminate all the negativity. All the negative thoughts you thought about yourself, all the negativity you hear or you see on TV, telling that you can't do this or you can't do that. You have to reinforce constantly within yourself the light that shines. And again, I go back to God a lot of things, and I tell people, if you have something else out there that works, that's fine with me. As long as it's positive, we will implement it in your life to help you succeed. You have to elevate your mindset. Again, in my studies, I think about the rational mind and the emotional mind. And I try to teach children you can't live by your emotions. You have to be thinking at all times. A lot of us have gotten in trouble because we were emotion driven instead of thinking. Understand that I can't think my way through any circumstance or any situation that the most favorable outcome can come, because that's what I will in my life. And it's understanding the power that you have within you to express that and change your circumstance. And again, I always tell children, every morning that you get up, encourage yourself. And that's what I love about Justin. He and I believe in mindfulness. I wake up every day and I tell my students this, wake up every day, tell yourself 5 positive things. During the middle of the day, tell yourself 5 more positive things about yourself. Before you go to bed, tell yourself 5 more positive things about yourself. These affirmations will help you elevate your thinking about yourself and about what you can do and where you can go in life. We also talk about mentoring because I believe that everybody needs to have a solid belief. I had a guy tell me who was mentoring me one time, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. And so I tell the kids, what do you really stand on? What do you really believe? Because your belief will lead to your choices. And then we talk about choices. You have the power to choose. And I have a lot of kids say, well, Mr. Will, I don't really know. I don't want to choose. And I say, well, not choosing is a choice. And so we get them to think and use their thinking. Say, you are a thinking being. You are powerful. So let's continue to use the power that you have inside of you. Let's help you decide your choices based on what do you really value in life. And so we sit down with the children, we write down their values. And I tell them, your choices will be based on your values, and your values will always develop your character. What you get up in the morning and you breathe and you live for is what you try to succeed during the day. So we try to talk to them about the importance of having a solid character, because a solid character, again, leads back to proper decision making. We all need to learn how to make proper decisions. And I tell them, your decisions determine and lead you to your circumstances. All right? So these are all things, and it may sound like a lot, but our children are smart. And when you really sit down and you start walking them through these steps, they really understand that my decision making now determines my circumstances. And my circumstances today will lead to my destiny. One thing I heard and I learned from my mentor was this. He said, you are tomorrow what you are today. And he kept saying, you are tomorrow what you are today. And I tell children that if you believe that you're a doctor, read medical journals, read doctor shows, do these things at a young age, because they'll keep instilling it within you the power that you can be this and that you can do that. And so that's one thing that I try to bring to the table when I am mentoring. And I think that all the gentlemen who are here right now are really, I don't want to speak for you all, but I have talked with you all. We have a passion for children, a passion for youth, a passion to see them succeed, because we have already failed in many aspects of life, and we know that failure is part of growing up. And we know that how beneficial it is when you have a failure and when you're feeling down, that you have somebody who comes alongside you and say, you didn't fail, you just learned what not to do. Let's get back on the table, let's draw this back up, and let's succeed. Because too many kids don't understand that when they fail, they just feel like they're no good anymore. It says, no, life is about failure. Failures present opportunities, stepping blocks to your future. So don't be scared to fail, because I'm not going to not love you because you failed at something. And we share our testimonies of how we failed also and how we succeeded. So that's one thing that I love about mentoring, and that's one thing I know all the gentlemen and all the speakers here share, is we have a love for children and we love each other, and we're just going to be a solid team that will always turn to each other because we have vast resources. And so that's why mentoring is very important, and we hope that your children will sign up to be mentored by us. Again, my name is Wilton Carraway, Whitney Avenue Church of Christ. Have a blessed day.